Here, this is Lord Potato, and this is What If Asta Went to the Naruto World, Part 5. Ow. The fuck did I just stab him to my feet? Sorry, I kind of just stabbed something to my feet while walking. But not the point. Let me go into this What If. It's Part 5. I'm not doing a recap because it hasn't been 1 month. Maybe older What Ifs, like in Asta and all that, I might have to do a recap because it's almost been 1 month for them. So, yeah. And also, I'm gonna finish them after I read the manga, but yeah, because, yeah. I have watched 4 episodes of what they call Black Clover, just waiting for the other season. If that doesn't come, I'm just gonna read the manga and go through the manga like that. But I usually don't do that. I didn't do it with Jujutsu Kaisen. I don't know if I'm doing that. Maybe not. Don't know. But what's it called? I'm just gonna reread the parts of Black Clover, the parts where I kind of read like 1 year ago and probably read again because fuck yeah, I forgot almost everything. But not the point. Let me go into this What If and let me shut the fuck up. Also, I should mention one thing. I am going to start on Fire Force What Ifs after I watch like the 2 seasons of it. I am going to have to read the manga also, but yeah. But not the point. I always wanted to do Fire Force What Ifs. It's just, I did the thumbnail, I just never fucking watch it. So yeah. There's a problem for me. But not the point. Let me go into the What If. Let me shut the fuck up for the love of God because I talk too damn much. It's not even a goddamn stream, so yeah. So, let's go. Sorry. But we go into, well, Asta, Naruto, what's it called, Hakin, and also, well, Raven, and also Kakashi. They are going to the, well, land of snow. Mostly with an actress named Koyuki. Of Koyuki was bitching about mostly a lot of things. Of course, Asta wasn't paying attention to her when she was just bitching around. Naruto had to somewhat have to just pay attention to her because she's so damn annoying. Even though he doesn't really want to. He's just like, goddamn, why the hell am I stuck with this job? Raven and Haki are looking into the iceberg, but yeah. What really happened is the same thing until Han and Kakashi put her under delusion with the Sharingan. So yeah. Asta isn't paying attention was because, well, he's looking at the book. The book that he kind of got. The grimoire. The one thing that actually made him become powerful. So powerful that he managed to take on an army and an S-rank ninja. But it felt incomplete. I felt like he was not in like full control at the same time. He felt like someone else was in control but at the same time not. Felt weird to him. But, of course, this doesn't make any sense. He also felt that he was stronger than normal. Able to almost transform things into this nullifying sword. The sword managed to nullify any chakra-based attacks. Which was confusing. Even he tested out with Naruto. He pulled out the giant big sword, the great big sword. The demon slayer mostly. And of course, when Naruto sent a Rasengan, Asta blocked it with the sword and deflected, managing to push Naruto away, still with the Rasengan in his hand, but smashing into the ground and exploding after that. But yeah, which confused him a lot. Which it was really confusing for Naruto, but really bullshit at the same time. But of course, Naruto just didn't care and say that's complete bullshit. But yeah. Of course, Naruto just kind of like doing other things while watching Koyuki, but yeah. Kakashi is like looking at the movie and saying, yeah, this shit's good, right? Asta, who is right now thinking on what to do in training. Instead of like doing it on chakra-based attacks, he's just going to train on his physical body now. Which he does. So we go into a time skip of them going into this giant iceberg. This giant island iceberg. It was like an island-sized iceberg. Of course, when they're getting in, this is where, mostly 3 ice ninjas attack. But this time, they're not just alone. There's also the other army of, a couple other ice ninjas appearing. Mostly those are lower ranked than the other 3 higher ups. This is where pink hair starts flying around. Big dude tries attacking Koyuki, and of course the leader actually attacks Kakashi. Kakashi. I can't fucking speak for right now, but yeah. Of course, is where, well, they keep fighting Kakashi and this other dude. And of course, is where, well, what's it called? Naruto is actually fighting the big dude. And this is where Hawking and Raven are actually attacking the pink hair girl. This is where, well, Asta is trying to help his brother out. But this is where multiple ice ninjas are attacking Asta. Asta pulls out the great big sword and notifies all the attacks, rushing through them. And of course, some of them has shields and all that, like the technology of shields. Asta cuts through that shit, saying, fuck off. This is where, well, he's rushing through, keep cutting them, jumping, cut them down with the sword, and of course, keep rushing towards, well, the enemy. This is where, well, that one dude is saying, haha, your attacks aren't going to do anything. This is where Naruto tried to do a Rasengan and say, shit. This is where he gets punched and sent, well, towards Asta. Asta managed to catch him and says, are you okay? This is where Naruto says, yeah, I'm fine. This asshole, his attacks, well, my attacks keep getting notified, like your sword. I see. Is it absorbment? I don't know what it is, but I know what to do, Asta. This is where Asta says, yeah, and what is that? Wind style. Remember how we have different elements? We already learned about this. Yeah? How about you try to, I launch away wind attack while you rush towards him with the sword to make it faster. Because he's big and such an idiot sometimes. But you can be faster and be able to cut through him with that sword, wouldn't it? This is where Asta says, probably. Let's do it then. This is where both of them jump backwards. And this is where, well, Naruto jumps backwards and goes through hand side real fast. This is where Asta, he jumps backwards, does a backflip. And his feet are about to land on Naruto until Naruto says, wind style, wind, great breakthrough. This is where a large wind style smashes into, well, Asta. But Asta gets launched so fast to the big dude. The big dude says, huh? You think you are able to attack me with such a giant piece of sword metal? What the hell? He gets slashed down by Asta. Because Asta, when he was like launching, he slashes at the motherfucker. This is where guy goes. The little orb thing that's in there, kind of like trying to, you know, the technology works and all that, gets cut cleanly. This motherfucker also gets cut through his chest, but yeah, this is where he falls down and passes out. Yeah, this is where the pink hair girl is like, huh? How did he? This is where Asta, he sees the girl, and of course, this is where, well, before even what's it called, the girl can react, Hawking and Raven appear. This is where Raven uses her darkness to kind of pull, what's it called, Hawking by using the tentacles and throwing her. This is where Hawking says, ice style, ice dragon domain. This is where, well, an ice dragon appears thanks to the snow and because it's a fucking iceberg. The ice dragon was easier to create. It was less taken of chakra to actually create the structure, which it still takes a lot of chakra, but to create the material of it, the material of the ice dragon, it wasn't needed. Instead, she just had to use the fucking iceberg. This is where two dragons appear, kind of just being around both Hawking and, well, the girl. This is where creating the domain. This is where before the girl can react fast enough, Asta jumps up saying, Naruto. Naruto says, got it. This is where Asta gets launched up again. But this time, Naruto says, multi-shadow clone jutsu. Grab Asta from the legs and just threw his ass. This is where, well, Naruto says, get him now. Or not get him, get her. This is where Asta appears, only managing to cut down a little bit on the technology, but managing to nullify the energy and the chakra and all that. Just stab through the little technology and of course destroying the technology. This is where she says, what? No! This is where Hawking says, ice dragon, piercing heaven. This is where, well, she says, ice dragon, piercing heaven, twin-headed dragons. This is where both the ice dragons start kind of just spinning around her, well, around them. And of course, we're like next to Hawking, they actually appear next to Hawking, and both of the dragons rushes towards her and smash her down, the pink hair girl. But yeah, they're both kind of just stopped, or killed mostly, but yeah, because Asta did kill this motherfucker, and Hawking did the same. And of course, the last dude is the leader. The leader says, "Ice well." He sends an ice well straight to Kakashi, but Kakashi says, "Ice well." This is where he tells all the students and even Koyoki to get back on the boat. But Koyoki wasn't this time paralyzed because there was no fire. Because, well, there's no Sasuke. So yeah, of course, Naruto and everyone managed to get back onto the boat. But yeah, Asta, who actually tried to rush at this dude because he just sees this as a problem. This is where Kakashi says, "Asta, no!" This is where the guy says, "Ah, you idiot. You think you're gonna defeat me?" He sends another ice wall, but Asta cuts it vertical. Like, he cuts it well vertical. And of course, the little platform that he was on, he cuts it well, vertical. The two well sides kind of just like falls the other side. And of course, that one dude is still like on a taller platform saying, "What? How did you do that?" This is where Asta says, "Don't matter how I did it." This is where Asta grabbed the edge of the long great big sword and all that, the demon ceremony, and says, "Black Asta!" This is where he goes into the Black Asta because for some reason, he just had this instinct. He grabbed it, he then had the anti-magic and the demon wing, and of course rushes towards this guy, saying, "Black Meteorite!" This is where the guy goes, "Whoops!" He gets sent into the ocean right now, having a giant black gash through his chest. It's mostly in horizontal, but yeah, that's the word. Oh, he is dead. He is drowning, but yeah. That's where Asta flies back on the boat, and this is where he feels tired now. This is where Raven, Hawking, and Naruto goes up to him and say, "Asta." This is where Asta says, "I'm fine." He passes out, but yeah. The great big sword does go back into the anti-book, but yeah, the anti-magic book, but yeah. This is where, well, and when the person got cut down with a black meteorite, for some reason he saw something appear, something black with wings and red eyes, and even having like this red teeth, laughing at him, saying, "Kid, you're such a scumbag weakling. Goodbye, you loser human." This is where, well, the human died. But yeah. This is where we go into, well, Asta resting up. And of course, they're on like the machines because Asta did kind of sleep for so long. But yeah, of course, those like vehicles, machines kind of like going through snow country. But yeah. Of course, this is where, well, everyone did get explained about what Koyoki is. She's a princess mostly, but yeah. Of course, this is where, well, she's a princess, and of course, everyone is shocked except for Asta. Asta wasn't there because he was still knocked the fuck out. But yeah, this is where, well, we go into, well, the fact that Koyoki was still run, but Naruto at this time still grabbed her, kind of bring her back. And Naruto did talk about his life a little bit, but not much. He did talk about how if it wasn't for him and his brother living together, it would have probably been worse. He probably would have went down the path of hatred and emotions and other things. But luckily his brother was there and named Asta, stopping him from doing any of that. Instead, they trained hard enough to become the next Hokage. As it went, well, she smiles and says, "Okay." Because she saw how Asta was so powerful. Still, it looked kind of scary when he go into this mode, but still, she didn't mind that much. So what, well, we go into the fact that the train is coming. Of course, where Naruto is rushing really fast, going, shit. He goes using Kurama's power now and starts running faster. This is where, well, he jumps out of the train. This is where Naruto starts laughing at Koyoki, but then tells Koyoki to hide because, well, the Naruto dude kind of appears. This is where, well, everyone starts attacking him with snow and all that, like the original canon, the warriors and all that. But one thing is different, that Asta kind of wakes up at the middle of that point because he was still asleep, I should mention. He was still just knocked the fuck out. This is where, well, when he wakes up, he sees half like the samurai warriors about to like get killed. This is where, well, the last one who was actually basically Koyoki's kind of like personal friend, someone, not really friend, mostly the chapter leader or whatever the fuck it is, co-worker. This is where, well, she almost saw him die until Asta appears with the swords, trying and just blocking the last attack. This is where the ninjas are confused, mostly the snow ninjas, and they're about to say, "Who are you?" Asta says, "Who am I? Huh. Someone who will become the seventh Hokage." Huh. This is where, well, Asta has a reasonable dream because he knows he's not going to be a Hokage at such a young age. He just knows that he's going to have to wait for a little bit longer until becoming a Hokage. But of course, this is where, well, Tabata says, such a foolish dream. You must be a Konoha ninja. Get him! This is where multiple snow ninjas jump out of the, what's it called, like, terrain and start rushing towards Asta. Asta starts rushing towards him. The guy tries to say, wait, don't. This is where the guy kind of falls down because he did have a kunai right in the leg, making him unable to walk. Of course, this is where Asta rushes towards the ninjas, but of course, Asta cuts their asses down, like, ting, ting. Asta just cutting them down. And this is where Naruto appears, trying to cut at Tabata, but Tabata says, you must be some sneaky ninja. Well, die. This is where he sends a black dragon from his hand. This is where Naruto smashes into the, like, mountain. This is where he Asta say, Naruto! This is where Asta gets pissed. This is where Asta's eye becomes red in anger. This is where Tabata says, you seem very angry. Well, too bad you're dead. He sends another black dragon at Asta, but Asta this time just deflects it. Well, kind of uses the sword to kind of block it. Of course, the black dragon's getting nullified by smashing into the sword, but yeah. Asta cannot go into black mode Asta because, well, he used it, well, a couple days, yeah, but right now he's still feeling very exhausted from even using that mode. But of course, this is where, well, Asta, sorry. God damn it. But Asta is just like, he's seeing what's it called, Tabata keeps attacking him. Of course, Asta is getting pushed away. Not Asta seeing this, mostly what's it called, Naruto. Naruto woke up a little bit, and he sees Asta just getting attacked. This is where Kakashi and the others are about to just jump in. But Kakashi, he's about to jump in until he felt the Nine Tails. This is where, well, Naruto awoke in the Nine Tails One Tail mode. This is where, well, Naruto explodes right now, having into the QB mode cloak. Only one tail, I should mention. This is where, well, this is where Naruto kneed this person in the face, launching his ass into, like, some trees. This is where Asta, he doesn't give up. He sees his brother fighting for it. And this is where Naruto roars, saying, I will become the Hokage. I won't let you defeat me, rival. This is where, well, Asta, he then says, I won't be defeated by the likes of you. This is where, well, Naruto's glowing in this orange chakra, while Asta explodes with going back into black Asta. This is where, well, mostly black mode, mostly, but yeah. This is where, well, both of their energies are completely different, and this is where, well, Asta, like, he breathes out, and this is where Frostbite appears, and this is where, when, Naruto breathes out, this is where, like, the heat waves kind of start burning what they call the ice around them. But yeah, this is where, well, they both rush right now in blinding speed straight towards Tabata. Tabata says, I won't lose. He takes off his armor and says, I will get the rushes of this village. Join Black Dragon. This is where two Twister Black Dragons appear right now, rushing towards Asta and Naruto. Asta appears right in front of both them. Of course, mostly Naruto, and of course, where, well, Asta starts just cutting through the black dragons, while Naruto appears saying, Rasengan! This is where he smashes into Tabata. Tabata is like saying, you think that's going to work? This is where Naruto's adding the QB chakra, and of course, the Rasengan becomes a purplish color. Right now, overpowering the machinery. This is where, well, Tabata say, what? How? He gets launched into multiple trees after the blast. He smashes into an area where there's like these huge pillars. These look like mirrors for a second. Of course, this is where, well, Tabato's right now saying, I can't lose. This is where, well, everyone actually managed to get towards where they're at, and Kayuki says, where is this? This is where that one guard saying, this is where your father wanted to bring you that crystal where he worked so long. This is where Koyoki won her eyes. This is where Asta and Naruto are still there. Right now, Asta's glowing with this like black and reddish lightning appearing right near him. But yeah, this is where his arm is still black. But yeah, this is where Naruto on the other side is still in the cubic cloak, and right now it's just going. He's roaring like the night of itself, growling mostly. This is where Asta's grown like a demon spawned from hell. But yeah, this is where Naruto's saying, "No, I won't lose, not to the likes of you." Even though his armor is still unstable, broken, shattered, he says, "Black Dragon Roar. God of Dragon. God of Darkness Dragon." This is where, he's a Yami Dragon. This is where a dark dragon appears around him. Right now, using his life force to kind of like what's called bring out this dragon. This life dragon actually, well, not life dragon. This dragon actually takes life points away. So right now, I don't know how long or how old he is. I think he was like 50 at least. He looks 50, okay? So of course, his life points is now being drained. Of course, however long this black dragon is going to be in this world, and how big is this dragon going to be? This dragon is right now almost the size of the pillars. Right now, Tabata is using so much of life energy, not caring, and what happens to him. He's right now wanting to get rid of these two little brats. So of course, he sends the black dragon straight towards both Naruto and Asta. This is where, Kakashi says, "Naruto, Asta!" This is where the dragon rushes towards him in blinding speed. This is where both of them couldn't react. But this is where, Asta, before it was called, Naruto couldn't react. Asta says, "No, I won't lose. I will become Hokage." This is where he puts his blade towards him and was about to thrust it. And this is where Naruto actually made a Rasengan, a different type of element Rasengan, with Shuriken Rasengan. Out of just kind of like not wanting to give up neither. They both don't want to give up. And this is where Asta has his sword towards him and was about to thrust it. But this is where he adds chakra into it, mixing up the anti-magic with the chakra. Usually the anti-magic would have just got rid of the chakra, but the chakra is right now overflowing with Asta and saying, "I won't give up." This is where, both, Naruto has the, Rasengan Shuriken and all that, and of course, they both thrust their weapons straight towards the dragon, and of course, this is where, Naruto says, "Wind style, Rasengan Shuriken." This is where he tries to throw it as well. I should also mention that it's just a small ball that's spinning. It's not the giant Rasengan with the shuriken. No, it's not that. He only made it small enough. This is where he launches it straight towards the black dragon. This is where not Naruto, Asta says 5 elements. Well, he says 5 elements. Black Destroyer. This is where 5 elements appear right near the anti-magic sword. This is where it's fire, wind, earth, water, lightning. This is where Asta thrusts it right now towards the dragon. The anti-magic, someone in what's called Asta's grimoire knew that dragon would have destroyed anything, so that's why he had to not put that much of his anti-magic into the sword, because it would have destroyed the chakra that Asta has. But yeah, that's where when the attack clashes with the dragon gets obliterated. Right now, the Rasengan, Shuriken Rasengan, kind of turns into this rainbowish color, while Asta's sword kind of becomes this rainbowish color, but the other elements become a rainbowish color. And of course, where they smash a giant, this white black beam appears, destroying the black dragon, the black torch dragon. Israel he dies because he lost so much life form. He just gone. He's dead. However much lifespan that he had, he's gone. He's way too much. If he didn't use that much, he would have had 1 year at least. But he used all of it to kind of just despise and kill both Naruto and Asta. That didn't work and they won. Of course it worked. Well, Naruto and Asta are laughing until they pass out right now out of exhaustion. This is where, well, the wind, what's it called? This is where the rainbow pillars actually appear thanks to the sun kind of glittering them. But yeah, this is where Koyoki goes up to it. And of course, the pillars aren't really destroyed that much. Well, it is kind of at the like very top. The very top has a little hole in it because what's about to went through there. Or mostly the black dragon, but yeah. That's where Koyoki, she realized that it became spring and is happy towards Team 7 for the fact that they saved her country. She is now a princess. And she's glad to meet both Asta and Naruto. That's where she smiles, really kindly. This is where, well, we go into a time skip. Asta finally wakes up the next day, and of course, this is where, well, Koyoki does take a picture right next to Naruto while she's actually like kissing him, but yeah, in the cheek and all. Okay, there. Of course, it worked. Well, Asta says, I should probably get towards what's it called, the others. Doesn't work. Well, they get, well, Asta gets towards everyone else, and of course, it worked. Well, of course, everyone else, and of course, it worked. Well, the next day, a couple of things happen. Of course, where Naruto gets that picture and says, "Ah, no, damn it!" Because Asta was the one to give him that photo picture, or whatever, mostly that mail. And of course, where Naruto says, "Why didn't you get a better picture of me? Damn it!" This is where, well, Asta says, "Stop complaining." This is where, well, Naruto says, "Fine, whatever." This is where, well, Koyoki says, "Thank you again for like helping out my people and me and everyone else. I'm happy for this." This is where she says, "Next time I'm gonna be enrolling in this movie." This is where, well, it's the Makeout Paradise, and this is where Kakashi, he has a blood nose right now just running through him saying, ah. This is where, well, all four of them mostly say pervert because in their mind, because Kakashi's shown to really be a pervert. Both Raven and Hawking disappointed. This is where Asta seems to be unsurprised. This motherfucker is definitely a pervert half the damn time. And Naruto seems to say, "Go get her." Wait, what is that movie anyway? This is where all of them say, "You dumb fuck." This is where, well, Koyoki says, "Thanks, bye." This is where, well, she goes and, yeah. This is where Team 7 gets back to the Konoha village. And this is where, well, they have 1 month to train before the tuning exam, the tuning night exam. But yeah, the tuning exam. I don't know why I keep saying night. Tuning exam. This is where, well, when that is happening, this is where, well, yeah, I keep saying this is where, blah. No, blah. So, this is where, well, we go into, well, that 1 month. This is, Naruto's actually training with Kakashi, and Kakashi is lazy as fuck. And this time, Haken is being trained by Haku, and Raven is being trained by her family. But this is where, well, we go into Asta training with Zabuza, one of the 7 swordsmen, and learning about how he can use the executioner blade. Zabuza decides to take Asta as an apprentice in how to use the executioner blade. Mostly, they train with using the demon slayer because it's almost the same size as the executioner. So, of course, it's where they keep just clashing and, like, building up strength. This is where, well, Zabuza actually teaches Asta a couple of jutsus just for him to, like, use as, like, an assassinator. This is where, well, Asta learns mist style. But this time, he actually creates his own mist. It is called White Mist of Death, which has some poison inside the mist that makes you have nauseous, you can't see well, and also be kind of getting sick. And also being blind in the mist because you won't be able to sense anyone in this mist. But Asta can be able to see you and sense you, even though he doesn't have dojutsu for real. But he can feel like you're in this kind of mist. Zabuza hates this type of mist, and just say it's very an improvement, but still I hate you. This is where Asta say, I guess so. This is where, well, other things that are kind of happening. Also, let's learn about water dragon, mostly like the giant water dragon that both Sabata and Kakashi use, like in the wave arc. But yeah, of course, where Asta actually creates a twin-headed water dragon. Like there's two, like it's a dragon with two heads. But yeah, this is where, well, we also learned other jutsus from Zabuza, and also learned that, well, he cannot get the executioner until well, Zabuza dies. But Asta didn't really need it because, well, he uses the Demon Slayer as his executioner. This is where, well, he also did get other, like, swords, and realized that he kind of, like, got these two swords at, like, this workshop, and also a Tanto, and some other things. He realized this one time. He accidentally put them into the demon, dweller and all that. He put them into the anti-magic book and all that, and they became anti-magic now. They have the anti-magic energy on them, and now he can cut through any chakra base mostly. But of course, the one thing that, well, Asta doesn't understand how this Grimoire can actually transform anything to anti-magic. But he just had to name the sword and the Tanto on what its name would be. So he got one sword that was actually a pretty long katana, and he named it, what's it called? Yeah. He called it the Demon Slicer because it was a very easy, like, cutting blade, because it was a long blade, but it was quick at the same time. So what? Well, he then got the other two Tantos. I did mention there were two katanas. No, I'm just gonna say two Tantos this time. And he named both of them Demon Cutters. But yeah, he can easily cut through any demon. But yeah, he just named them because, well, the sword is called the Demon Slayer. But yeah, he kind of just got it out of pure memory, like something in his head tell him that the sword is called Demon Slayer. The other two, he just named them Demon Slicer and Demon Cutter. Now, are they gonna have anything special other than just having anti-magic? Kinda. Now, I know that you're all wondering, how is he going to get the Demon, like, Dweller and the Demon Destroyer? Don't worry about that. I'll explain later how he gets those. Or how maybe he gets them. Or maybe he turns another weapon into them. Whoever knows. Ding. But not the point. Let me go into the weather first. Let me shut up. Of course, well, Asta is kind of like, just also, he did get another weapon, but this time it was this, like, scythe, because he wanted to know if he can, like, transform other weapons that are not like swords much. He got a hammer, like a sludge kind of like weapon hammer that was kind of heavy, but at the same time it's not like heavy like his Demon Slayer. He also got an axe. He also got a scythe. A scythe, it was kind of expensive for him to get, but mostly since he's a little bit richer than normal, he kind of got it. He also got his anti-magic, well, not anti-magic. He also got what's called his, like, what's called Flying Raijin kunai, to see if the Flying Raijin would still be on that kunai when he puts it onto the Demon Slayer book, or mostly not Demon Slayer book, the Grimoire. This is where, well, the hammer became an anti-magic hammer. He called this the Demon Slammer. So yeah, the Demon Slammer. We go into the axe. The axe did transform into an anti-magic axe, and he called this the he says the demon, what's it called? Demon, cutting? No, I already did, no, I say cutters for the, Tantos. You know what, I'm gonna change the Tantos to, Demon Rippers, or Demon Stabbers, most likely, but yeah. Those are where, well, the axe is called Demon Cutting, but yeah, it's just cutting wood cutting or whatever, but it's Demon Cutting instead. And of course, when he puts what's called the scythe in, he just calls it the the Demon Reaper. So yeah, or not Demon Reaper. He just called it the Death Reaper because say fuck it. Because one thing that happened for sure, it turned into an anti-magic weapon, but the blade is purely white. He just said screw it, Death Reaper. He just didn't care that much. Death Reaper scythe. This is where, well, he also put his Flying Raijin on there, and of course, well, something very interesting found out through him. He put it in there, and it became the anti-magic kunai, like an anti-magic kunai, but it still has the flying Raijin on there. Here's where Asta says, ah. This is where he had an idea. This is where, well, he thinks that the kunai might not be able to kind of use the flying Raijin. He doesn't know much of it. So he tried with Zabuza, and Zabuza did do a water dragon to attack Asta. Asta threw his kunai. It ripped through the water dragon and almost hit Zabuza. And this is where Asta says, flying Raijin attack. This is where Asta smashes into a tree because, first of all, he still hasn't learned how to actually fully fucking use it. And this is where Zabuza laughed, saying, what the? He laughed, but also kind of sweat dropped because that is very powerful. He realized one thing about Asta, that Grimoire seems to be able to nullify magic and give the property of the nullifying magic, or not magic, mostly nullifying chakra, into the weapons that every time Asta puts in there. So Asta has put a couple of weapons in there, even tools, like a fucking axe and a fucking sledgehammer. Asta says, oh, don't worry, I'm just gonna be cracking heads. Ooh, wait, should I just... I want to name the demon, what's it called, the sledgehammer, to the demon cracker, or demon head cracker, or the skull destroyer. I don't know. You can all give me ideas into the comments if you want to name different weapons. I just don't have any names. Because you see here, half the names on the anti-magic swords are usually called after a demon first. Like the first name has to be demon, and then you just have to like name it after it. Like Demon Destroyer, Demon Cutter, Demon Dweller, Demon Slayer. Yeah, you get the point, right? So, the scythe, I'm just gonna call it the Death Reaper, but yeah. Because I love scythes and I don't have an idea right now. Now you're wondering, why the fuck is the blade white? Well, you're gonna know that sooner or later. Probably. If I don't forget about it. Because I do kind of forget about my weapons names and other things. But you should shut up because I can remember, right? Right? Yeah, probably not. But not the point. Let me go back into the squad. Let me shut up. But yeah. But of course, we go into Asta. Asta is right now just like wondering, why the fuck are they now in the... Well, not why the fuck. They're now at the tuning exam. And of course, this is where Asta has gotten enough training by Zabuza. And Kakashi one time did teach him the Chidori, which Asta still trained on the Chidori. Even though he doesn't have the Sharingan, that doesn't mean he didn't learn something actually better than the Chidori. Purple Raikiri. So yeah, he kind of found out how to do Purple Raikiri faster and much quicker than Kakashi, which was able to kind of be much stronger than the Chidori itself. And much more efficient in using it. But yeah, because he doesn't need to get tunnel vision by the Chidori mostly. But yeah. This is where, well, Asta kind of learned that. And of course, this is where, well, one thing he found out also, he can actually flow the energy from the book. Or not energy, when he goes into his like demon mode and all that, or black mode or anything, when he does a chakra based attack, he usually has to reverse the hand sign for his other hand, mostly the black hand. Of course, making him able to kind of use the Chidori in his demon arm, but instead of being like blue or purple, it either just becomes a darker color than the original form of it. He usually has to use it. If he wants to use the normal one, it's just purple right here in his like left hand. His right hand usually becomes a darker color than the original color using of the, well, different jutsu. Like, let's say the Chidori is blue, right? The Chidori is a very lightish blue, right? Crackles most of the time. This is where, well, his left hand would have it when the demon mode would still have the Chidori color. But in his right hand, it will become such a dark blue. It will still crackle, but have this crack. When the crackles of lightning appear, they have this like black line around the lightning. A very dark, mysterious line. This is where, well, the Chidori will become a blue, darker blue, of course. And it's called anti-Chidori. Meaning that he's able to kind of cut through other, like, if a chakra-based attack try to smash into Asta, Asta can use this anti-Chidori to be able to destroy the chakra-based attack. Because this anti-Chidori is actually being able to nullify the attacks. So yeah, He can also do it with purple Raikiri if he doesn't want to use Chidori, because Chidori still gives him tunnel vision, even if it's the anti-Chidori, because, well, that shit's a problem most of the time. He does purple Raikiri, and of course the purple Raikiri becomes a dark purple, but it does be able to nullify any attack. But yeah, so he trained with that, and then trained with how to use the flying Raijin enough to smash into multiple walls. So yeah, of course we go into a time skip of them being in the tuning exam. Asta is wearing, well, kind of something similar towards, well, not Zabuza mostly, but he's wearing like black pants, black sandals. This is where he is wearing a white t-shirt and wearing a kind of black coat and all that. He doesn't know how cold it's going to be in the fucking tuning exam, but he doesn't want to take any chances because he was already sick for like 2 weeks, not 2 weeks, like 2 weeks from the fact that he didn't have, well, Puffy Jack or anything when he was fighting against Sabato. Even with the fact that he was in his anti-magic form, he still managed to get sick. But yeah, true. But of course, also just is not taking any fucking chances. He doesn't give a shit. That's a weird one. We go into, well, Naruto. Naruto is wearing, well, nothing like the original canon. Naruto is wearing what's called these dark green pants, because he knows he's probably, this is Konoha, and this is where, well, he kind of learned from Kakashi, and that wearing kind of like dark color, like green or anything, will be able to give him camouflage abilities. This is where, well, he's wearing dark green pants, a dark, like, not dark green, it's like a very darkish blue, bluish color coat. His shirt is kind of like black and all that, but of course, he's wearing like these dark blue sandals, like really dark, being unable to see near that much. And of course, well, his yellow hair was such a fucking problem most of the time that he decides to kind of try to dye it once. It didn't work out. Instead, he has now red highlights on his hair. Yeah, it kind of annoys him. Yeah. He doesn't give a shit no more. But of course, well, it kind of makes him look like more of a menace with dark red hair. But yeah, because it's not just normal red hair, it's crimson red hair. This is where, well, he just doesn't care. Now, of course, well, Naruto's eyes are still like a sapphire blue eyes. Asta's are a emerald blue eyes, but yeah. Now we go into Raven and Haken. Haken is somewhat wearing kind of like this whitish, whitish kimono a little bit, but yeah. It kind of looks like the missing track of ninjas, just like how Haku wears, but it's kind of like a whitish blue that Haken wears it. The shirt is like a blackish color. Of course, her pants are, well, a kind of like, well, you know how Haku wears in the show Canyon? That kind of goes down, and of course, it's still like a bluish whitish, but of course, she still has wearing pants and all that, because, yeah. And of course, she wears like these black pants, black sandals, and of course, does have a mask right next to her head. Her hair is very long white, and of course has like some highlights of like this bluish, lightish bluish color. Of course, is where she has the mask on top of her forehead, well, not forehead, next to her head, and of course it's just a mask that she kind of likes to wear when she does go into missing tracking ninja. But yeah, mostly what like Haku kind of teaches her. This is where, well, she also has 2 tonsils right next to her, but yeah, mostly to the side of her, just in case that her symbol doesn't work against an enemy. But yeah, this is where, well, Raven, she is wearing mostly fully black, but she's wearing black and red. So of course, she has like these red armor plates like on her, what's it called? Well, first she's wearing like this black kind of long sleeve kind of like shirt and all that. But of course she wears like this red kind of like guard armor on her like shoulder. Of course also on her like hands, mostly on her like, not hands, but mostly, well yeah, her hands. A little bit covering up the, well, front hand mostly. Also on her kind of like arm mostly. Arm has some of that armor, the red armor. But they're mostly plates. Of course, well, she is having like these, what's called necklaces around her neck most of the time, but yeah. Of course, they have some kind of seals on them, but you don't know what they say most of the time. She does also have like, her stuff like on her back, kind of tied up around her like multiple belts a little bit, but they're like odd, but yeah, their belts. Of course, she is kind of wearing what's called black leggings and also a kind of black skirt. Of course, she does change out from that black skirt to having just black pants because, first of all, she only wanted to see how Asta would react, and Asta's face was kind of red. So, of course, Asta surely kind of liked it a little bit. That's where, she was blushing and she actually was happy for Asta to actually like it. And this is where, Hakim was quite annoyed, but yeah. Of course, what's called Raven does have a long, like a black katana, like right next to her. It's this, what's called sword, So, of course, she kind of like has a sword that's like a long, it looks to be a great big sword, but it's a katana. Of course, she is kind of just wondering when the training time is going to start. They realize they're going into a kenjutsu. Of course, Asta walks away and goes back to like the third floor, but yeah. It's the second floor, but yeah. Of course, the kenjutsu expert tries to attack Asta, but Asta kind of just deflects him and says, "Leave me alone." This is where Asta did a white mist attack on the tuning knight, tuning examiner, and this is where the tuning examiner felt like he was going to die in the white mist. Of course, he passed out, and the other one kind of rushes towards him, and wonder what the hell did that kid do. This is where, they get to the third floor and get to the actual room. This is where when they walk in, this is where, all of them are kind of glaring and bloodlusting at, all four of them. Hawking seems to be unamused because she does feel her father's bloodlust on a daily morning, but yeah. And this is where, Raven doesn't feel scared or threatened or anything. She seems to just smirk a little bit. This is where so many people kind of glare at them. This is where, Asta seems to just not care because he actually created his own bloodlust. This bloodlust was created the fact that he was feeling most of the bloodlust from Sabasa, and of course is where he decides to create his own. This is where Asta's eyes. One of his eyes becomes red, and of course you can barely see it. But of course this is where bloodlust shot straight all of them. This hatred, malice, pure fucking hatred towards demons appear. Yes, they don't know it's demons, they just think it's them, but mostly it's from Levy. Now, Asta knew about this bloodlust and he just decided to use it to fuck it. This is where, Naruto seems to get angry and his eyes becomes a little bit red, but not shown because Asta did cover it with one of his hands, blocking his right eye from being shown a red eye, but yeah. But of course, it was glowing still, and of course, so many people are scared. This is where, Naruto, he kind of put both of his, mostly an arm into his, red eyes, but still sent a very scary bloodlust amount. It was mostly from the Nine Tails. This is where everyone just got slammed into reality and said, "Shut the fuck up. You bitches aren't anything." This is where Orochimaru feels this and says, "What? What is this?" This is where, everyone goes to sit down. Of course, this is where, Naruto goes to sit down next to Hinata. This is where, Hawking decides to go sit down to just next to this blonde-haired girl named, Ino. And this is where, Raven goes down to sit next to, near Asta. Still just near enough to kind of see him. This is where, Asta sits down next to, this kind of sit down next to this purple-haired girl. And of course, this purple-haired girl seems to be really nervous when Asta sits down next to her. But also, we're just looking for a chair just to sit down. And of course, she's not scared from his bloodlust most of the time. She's just very nervous. This is where, Raven seems to just glare at this purple-haired girl. For some reason, it reminds her way too much of a girl that was used to be in her classroom. This is where someone says, "Ah, hey, Raven." This is where Raven turns around and sees this, whitish-haired girl with bluish eyes that are the opposite of Raven's eyes. This is where Raven says, "What are you doing here?" What's it called? This is where, Raven says, "What are you doing here, Kayakaku?" This is where Kayakaku says, "Ah, so mean of you." "Well, I'm just here to talk to you." She sits right next to Raven. And this is where Raven says, "What do you want?" What to say? It's very rude, the fact that your grandfather put you on another team. So, how's the team working out? You were on two dudes' team. What a weaklings. They're probably pathetic in your... That's where I would say, shut up. This is where, well, Kayukake says, wait, don't tell me you like someone on your team. This is where Raven says, I say shut up, now leave me alone. This is where Dark Wall appears, and this is where Kayukake says, aw, so mean. Why not just sit here? Aw. Because, Sumari is, not Sumari, her name is, Sumari? Yeah, Sumari. Sumari seems to be getting along with that blonde hair dude, or not blonde hair, white hair dude. He's kind of cute. I like his whitish hair. This is where, well, Raven's like, she's kind of getting jealous and angry. This is where, well, Sumari is right now just looking forward, but of course still scared because she's nervous and shy. But yeah, she kind of acts like Gray a lot, but yeah. This is where, well, another person is just sitting away, but of course sitting next to, well, another person named with red, well, having red hair and having no sleep, but yeah. But yeah, it's mostly Kayuga's kind of other team, but yeah. But we go into, well, the tuning night, well, tuning exam, mostly the written test. This is where Asta is dumb enough, and he just to say, fuck it, I'm not answering any of this shit. He's not dumb, but he just doesn't want to feel like answering anything. He falls asleep instead. But yeah, but this is actually where I leave it off for part 5 of this What If. Have a nice potato day, potato night, potato, say potato, and good night, potato.